I read all these bills through the eyes of small business, and I found a section in there that looks like a cut and paste that says the IRS will get extended powers to audit small businesses for up to 9 years that took the ERC. Now, that is going to cause chaos in valuations. If you have that hanging over your head, it almost seems unfair and un-American to do that to small business.
What I am going to bring up is this. There's increased loan approvals and lending activity. The SBA has seen a significant increase in loan approvals under Kelly Loeffler. 80% increase in loan approvals, okay? So they're trying to move things forward faster. You've got this focus on deregulation. They're taking red tape out so that small business can move forward. They want to extend the tax cuts so that small business can get tax cuts there. They're trying to streamline and reorganize the SBA, and they want to get a focus on American manufacturing and bringing supply chains back to America. So for you to sit here and tell me that there's nothing in here for small business and that small business is getting screwed in the big, beautiful bill, I just don't see it.
I want to bring in Florida Congresswoman Cammack. Congresswoman, how do you see this in regards to the impact on small business?
Well, good to be with you. And I just love Maria pushing back on Mr. Wonderful's mansplaining of the bill that I helped craft. He points out the ERC, which is the Employee Retention Credit, which is a refundable tax credit that was a COVID-era program. It was originally slated to cost $50 billion. Now it's slated to cost $550 billion, which he conveniently omits from his comments. Everyone wants to see more oversight and accountability, particularly from those COVID-era programs that have been rampant with fraud. When we're talking about small businesses, and I approach this as a small business owner, I'm a third-generation commercial sandblaster, the things that are crushing small business is a lack of workforce, a regulatory regime that is absolutely stomping them into the ground, and a lack of certainty. We need certainty, and that is what this bill delivers. Through the Reins Act, my bill, it is the largest regulatory reform effort in American history, which will save us between $2 and $4 trillion annually. And of course, locking in those tax rates, that is the certainty that businesses need. And through the reforms in these massive government programs requiring work requirements, that puts people back to work. This bill is awesome for small business. And to suggest otherwise means that he really hasn't paid too much attention to the other provisions in the bill.
I'm glad you brought up the Reins Act. I want to bring in Todd Pyro. He's got a question for you, Congressman.
Yeah, of course. For those that don't know, you introduced the landmark legislation known as the Reins Act. And basically what this would do, it would reassert Congress's legislative authority and prevent excessive overreach by the executive branch in the federal rulemaking process. Now, I understand why you did that. It was in response to the Joe Biden administration and everything that the Democrats did. But obviously, we have a Republican president right now. He is the executive. What does Trump think of your Reins Act?
You know, we've worked hand in glove with the White House on this language, and through the reconciliation process, you have to do things a little bit differently, right? That's the purpose of the reconciliation bill. You avoid the 60-vote threshold in the Senate. So we've been able to take elements of it to start the process, building the foundation for massive regulatory reform. What we save in regulatory reform is, in 1 year, is the equivalent of what the actual savings of the reconciliation is over a 10-year period. And I'll say Republicans and Democrats have been equally guilty of abusing the regulatory regime, right? They use it to get their political agenda across the finish line, subverting Article 1 authority of Congress. So what this does is it brings that power back to the People's House, back to Congress, but it's also putting in check anything over $100 million or more, which today you spit and you spend $100 million in federal government. That's bringing long-term certainty. The unelected, nameless, faceless bureaucrats that have been driving major spending without approval from Congress, that has to change. So the Reins Act is the biggest swamp draining, empower the people and put money back in people's pocket, expected to actually put $3,100 into people's pockets within the first year. That's why it's so important that we included regulatory reform in this bill. And as we know, President Trump, he is the deregulator. He understands that regulations are stifling business and growth.
He does.
So he's on board as well as the White House.
I was going to say, is the White House on board with this? Because this is a check on the executive branch.
Absolutely. You know, we worked, like I said, all the way through with the White House. I spoke with Russ Vought, with OMB about this, with the Legislative Affairs team and the White House. Nothing in this bill was pushed through without White House approval. And of course, we know that there has to be long-term certainty. And so while we're working through the next few years of pulling these hurtful, harmful regulations off the books, the Trump administration wants to make sure that there's long-term certainty for businesses to make those large capital investments. They're not going to do that if the regulatory regime is knee-jerking one way to the other. And so they understand the importance of this. The thing that they're doing is taking regs off the books, not putting more on.
And that's great. And I think that the regulatory framework, it's what Lee Zeldin is doing and what other cabinet officials are doing with regulation has been nothing short of a miracle and way overdue. I do want to ask you, though, the other side of what we're hearing about the big, beautiful bill, and this is where Wall Street investors, economists get nervous, is because of the debt and the deficits that we've got in the country. And probably not a shock to you, Congresswoman, that the Congressional Budget Office is saying this is going to add $3.7, maybe $4 trillion in debt. They're saying that even Senator Ron Johnson has come out and said $1.5 trillion, that's a drop in the bucket. It's not enough, that we've got to have more fiscal responsibility. Congress controls the purse strings. That's all on you. And I think that's why there was so much pressure and so much coverage of the SALT Republicans, the Mike Lawlers of the world, versus those in other states that were saying that, we want to follow and push through President Trump's agenda on this. So a win is a win, I understand, but the Senate is going to have a different take on this, in particular with Senator Thune, who's voiced concerns about your bill. Are you just going to sit back and see how this plays out? Do you want to comment on all of that?
Listen, I think every Republican in Washington shares concerns about the trajectory of our national debt and the deficit. Currently, the interest on our debt is outpacing what we spend on defense, and that's just unsustainable. But what we have to do is start taking the wins now, making those serious reforms. The fact that we exceeded $1.5 trillion is a win in Washington, despite all the critics. It's very easy to criticize, but when you start getting into all of the quote unquote pet projects of all these politicians, it becomes very difficult. I would love to see way more cutting of the federal budget, really putting money back in people's pockets. That, I think, is important, certainly. And one of the things I'll point out is the CBO has never scored Reins. They've never scored regulatory relief. And as I've pointed out, you will see every single year a conservative estimate of $2 trillion in savings of what we spend on enforcement and compliance. That's not accounted for. And of course, in the first Trump administration, we saw that CBO had done a lower projection of what we would get in dynamic scoring from the tax cuts. Now that we're locking those in, making those permanent, doing the regulatory reform, really getting a handle on spending, I think we're going to see a lot more out of these projections because CBO has been very, very conservative. I think that is a number that people should be looking at and taking with a grain of salt. But I think there's a lot more work to do. I will be encouraging and working with my Senate counterparts to cut more, identify more savings. The path that we are on is not sustainable. So we have a lot of work to do. This is just one step of many.
Many great points from you this morning. Congresswoman Kat Cammack, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Come back soon.